Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I know this is different to our usual episode and a different start. This is just kind of a little bit of a touch upon, as there was a lot of issues in this video because most of our team was actually in front of the camera for once. So there wasn't much control in terms of making sure everything was good. So I do want to thank you all for watching and tuning in over many of these episodes, as well as just any content that we have done. I do want to apologize to one of our team members, Julian, who really wanted to be in this episode, but because of just kind of busy schedules, he was unable to. So I'm sorry for him, and I'm also sorry for the journalism students for not getting into an episode because just of how busy it was and how time just worked that way. Outside of that, many thanks on behalf of myself and the rest of the team for watching all our videos and kind of enjoying it. So please enjoy this last episode as our kind of send-off for you guys watching for this year. And I just hope that everyone has a good one and enjoy the rest of the video.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Late Night Show with the video team. So here we actually have the entire video team, and this is our close-off episode where we're going to give a message to future teams as well as kind of send off our last moments and emerge. I guess most of these people, you've seen me in other previous late night shows, so hi, I'm Adam Gomes. But I also want to go through everyone else, and we're going to make sure we get kind of everyone in and show the recognition that they all deserve. So I'm going to start at the very bottom. Go for it.
Hi, my name is Abby, and I'm in the video team.
Hi, my name is Noreen.
Hi, my name is Jessica Licorice.
Hi, my name's Ryan.
Hi, my name is Eric Lopez.
Hi, I'm Michael Pietrozella.
Hi, I'm Ben.
Hi, I'm Scott McMulkin, and I did the technical directing and directing. Well, I did part of it for his personal project. Just gonna take my credit.
Hey, I'm Saif Ismail.
Hey, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Dresden Salvatierra.
All right, awesome. And this is our team, and we're excited to see where the rest of this conversation goes. So tonight, on this last episode that we have, we're just going to kind of talk freely about our time at Emerge and our time just enjoying, quote unquote, our time with kind of working on videos, working on editing, and doing our own thing. Because of how many there are of us, it's going to be a little weird for our regular videos. As you can tell, we're not in the usual setting. So thank you for watching anyways. And as a closer, I guess I'll start off with talking about what's everyone's kind of like, as not a general census, but like, what does everyone feel about kind of our favorite video maybe? Because I think it's our first video we did last semester. I really like that video because it was fun to do. If anyone else, I can hand the mic to, I could talk to,
Yeah, I enjoyed that video because it kind of was like our first time working together, I guess, as a team. What's up? Yeah, so I really enjoyed it because it was like our first time working together as a team. And that's when we kind of started to get to know people, and I thought it was cool because like you get to know people in like VC already, but then because now we're even narrowed down more because it's like a video team, and then you get to know like everybody else as well. And like, yo, I can honestly say I don't think I've ever worked on a team where everybody's just like down to work. Like everybody's just like down to, you know, like you need help or like you need to move equipment or whatever, like everybody's here. Yeah, we all got a pass too, so I guess that's like part of it. So like, but yeah, it's been a great ride. Bye.
This is I'll hand it off to you. But also, it's kind of a little weird for everyone watching because of how many there are, and we only have 2 mics. So keep in mind of that, where you might hear some distant echoes, but we'll try to get everyone in. And thank you for watching our longest episode.
Yeah, I'd have to say, like, I think the favorite thing I worked on was more personally, like, is the documentary for the media business. It's more something more personally that like, I was worked on. I kind of worked closely with it. And, you know, it was good because we got to see everybody again. We haven't seen, everybody from our entire program in like the last 2 years. So it was an opportunity to see like many people that I haven't seen in a long time. It was fun to film, fun to edit, fun to like completely put together. You know what they say, it's not about the destination, it's the journey and the friends we make along the way. So
Where is that quoted from?
my brain.
Any of you four up in front kind of want to say anything just about, I guess, your time here, or however you want to say it?
I think we are all a very motivated team, and we're all very strong independently, and together we're even stronger.
Solid. Well said. Very well said. Do either of you you guys have to call me because I can't look behind me that much. Do you guys want to say anything?
Favorite merch project. Probably the ones that I edited. No, I'm kidding. No, I did. I have to agree with the one with Michael mentioned, the first video that we did ever work on. I actually don't remember. Like, we got it like done like a week later. Oh wow, true. Well, you finished off like the filming and stuff. 2 whip pans, and that was it. But I kind of wish we were able to go like in person, like in the second semester, because like I think the first month was like just not in person, online, and I feel like we would have like filmed like more, or gotten more content out and stuff. But I did enjoy like all the projects that we've all worked on, and I'm excited to see them because I haven't seen all of them, but I'm proud of each and every one of you guys for working on your thing.
So I kind of want to just have our team kind of speak freely, because I know all of us have our own opinions, and kind of how Emerge has been a headache, frankly, because like Dresden was saying, is that we kind of struggled in the first like few months, frankly, because of how difficult it was, where we weren't really allowed to go out and to do anything because of COVID restrictions. And as a video team, there's not much really we could have done, as well as no one really wanted, as sad as it is to say, no one really wanted to do anything with us. Like, it took so much time and so much like not pressuring, but like asking other teams like, hey, do you guys want content filled of this and that? But like, I think like what Jen said, like I feel like we could have gotten a lot more done. Like, I'm happy. We've set a really high bar with the video content that we have produced. Like, it's quality. We definitely did quality over quantity this time around. But I think very much so, like, we set a good high bar. I just try to hope the next years do better.
So some advice for any future students that are watching this. I'd advise you guys to really get the team together in the beginning. I don't know if teachers are gonna watch this, but like, okay, I'd say have like a really strong emphasis on like the I guess putting like together a team, as soon as possible, and I guess start brainstorming like all your fun ideas and stuff, and really try and do that, because I feel like it just feels like a rush, like once like, and then like when it comes to like close to the end, you're trying to like put things together and stuff. That's what I kind of felt like, because there was like not a lot of planning, like last minute requests and stuff. So I'd say really get the team together, and I would say like get rid of the case studies and stuff. Like just like, I feel like that's not necessary, because but like I can understand like how like you need to have like a good team session and like focus on those case studies to like form a good team and know an understanding of it. So yeah.
I just wanted to add on to that too, like get personal with it, do things that you enjoy, like if you're whatever team you're on, do things that you personally enjoy, make it your project, because you're never gonna get you might never get this opportunity to do like a project like this ever again. And the more like personal things you do, the more creative touches that you get to add to it, the more you'll actually enjoy doing this project, and like the less of a grind it will feel. Like, yeah, there's gonna be things you don't like. Like, I think we can all agree there's things we've done in this that we really did not like doing, but like we all got to do like our personal projects. Like Adam got to do his like late night show. I think like a lot of like the documentary was kind of like one of my personal things. So we all got to put our creative touches in, and we all really enjoyed the things that like really meant more to us and kind of like wrote home with us. So the more, and like Dress said, if you can get going early, get those ideas going, get the things that you want to do on paper and figure out how to do it, and just get ahead of the 8 ball. Like, no one says that like you can't start filming early in the fall semester. Like, we really, like, we could have started, like, once we got the video team together, we could have started filming right away, and we did film pretty early in like December. But like, if you have your team like by Thanksgiving, like, go for it, just start, like, get ahead of the 8 ball. It's gonna save a lot of time and heartache later, and you might enjoy it more because it's less of a grind, less stress, less anxiety.
Yeah, and just building off of that, like you guys are saying, like, definitely try to utilize your time. I mean, being on the video team specifically, we kind of have a unique structure to how our workflow goes. Like we've been saying, a lot of our work didn't really come at the beginning. We were kind of starting off slow because it kind of makes sense. The other teams are still figuring out what they need. So by the time they actually know the content that they need from us, we've already gotten so many requests from other people. So in general, if it is going to start out slow, I mean, that's a great time for you to prioritize personal projects and prioritize what you want to do, because as the semester progresses, as you get closer to that end date, you're going to have so many other things going on that you're going to have to maybe push off some things to the side. And if you have a lot of that downtime going in at the beginning, especially if you know you're going to have that downtime, it's always really good to try and get as much of your personal things done and out of the way at first, so you have a much easier chance to focus on other things and not feel like you missed out trying to perform anything.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, just going off like the personal stuff and like organizing stuff, it's like also just have fun with it, because realistically, like, this is your last semester in, well, Guelph-Humber at least, and like I think that's what I've realized. Like, school, there's such like it feels so serious a lot of the time, but like with this, although it is serious and like you have like deadlines and you have to get a lot of stuff done, it's like you're kind of on your own. Like, you're free to do whatever, right? So if it's gonna be your last project in university, like, just have fun with it. Like, just, I don't know, approach it with like a positive attitude, positive mindset, and then yeah, because I think Scott said it. It was like, it's the people you meet along the way, right? Like, honestly, like, I still would have had fun, like, filming and stuff, but I wouldn't have had, like, as much fun if it wasn't with, like, our team. Do you know what I mean? Like, we have a really good team, and it's like, we don't just get in there and we're like, all right, we have to film right now, and then, you get a break to cry, and then we're going to come back. Yeah, like, it's like, no, we want to be here, we want to film, and we make jokes and have fun along the way, so.
Yeah, just building off of what we were saying before, I want to emphasize, like, just how much resources you really get here, and just the kind of creative freedom that you can really take if you want to. It's really easy to get caught up in just how much work that you have to do, but at the end of the day, like, while it is assignments on assignments, they don't have to really be viewed as assignments. A lot of these projects are very creative, and almost everything you have your own input there. So if you want to film something that might not even seem related, there's probably a way to do it, and there's probably a way to get your creative flow and your creative ideas out there. And I would highly recommend trying to do it, because it's a great space to, project it for everybody to be able to see, and really just an awesome place for you to be proud of your work. And like we've been saying, there's a lot of resources here, and these are great things to work with, and we're not really sure if we can get a second chance to use this amazing equipment. So it's amazing to be able to push yourself when you're almost at your peak creativity, when you're working so hard and with all these other talented individuals. It's always great to kind of take a moment and see if there's anything that you really want to create, because chances are you'll be able to, and chances are it'll come out really high quality, and everybody will be really appreciative that they got to experience it with you.
I just wanted to add too, like, it's also like, if you get to be with an amazing group like ours, where you can make great friends with your group and you get along great. You know, it makes the ride so much easier. Like, I could not imagine if I strongly disliked our group, like how miserable this would be. Like, it just would have been that much harder. So again, you may not be with people you like in your group, but if you can be flexible and you can get along, like, it's gonna be a fun ride. It's what you make of it. And like, really, like, you shouldn't have any problems with whatever it is that happens. And then the other thing too is, like, if you're, you know, first, second, third year, make sure you guys are saving your work along the way, because, you know, there's a visual showcase with Emerge, and you get to showcase all your work that you've done, and you never know who's going to be looking at it, right? Like, you never know what might that wow, I can't even talk, what that might turn into. And you know, it's a great way to showcase your work and showcase your talents and see what other people, you know, think of your work and what other people have done, and you can, you know, view your work. It's so cool seeing the work that you make get showed up for other people to see. So it's a great thing, great practice. Keep your work, even if you're not really proud of it. You know, it's a good thing to even look back on in the future. Be like, wow, I made this, and then this is where I am now. So yeah, just hold on to your work, and you know, maybe if you really like it, you can showcase it.
Yeah, so I think kind of we've talked a lot about obviously what you guys should expect in the future and what you guys should go through. Does anyone kind of have like a few sentences, not like anything crazy long, that they want to say about it, just to kind of close this part off? Anyone in the front row, behind me? Anything? No? Bueller? Okay. I really wanted to keep that little line in there anyways. But so our team right now, we kind of, for you guys in the future, we really want to be honest. Emerge can be difficult, especially with planning and making sure everything is going kind of according to plan. Nothing goes according to plan, especially when you're scheduling shoot times and actually filming things. You may have allotted an hour, maybe 2 hours. Sometimes you'll go way over that. Sometimes you'll be way under that. You just got to be mindful of those things, as well as planning is like such a huge and crucial point, because I don't think if we had any planning, we'd be a mess. We would truly be a mess right now. So oh God, please don't do that when I was talking. That really caught me off guard. But yeah, no, I honestly think that, like, without everyone here and their own kind of creative brains and the collaborative already, I think obviously the team has said it enough of just we're lucky to be with each other because of how well we've gotten along over this time. So play on each other's strength, play on each other's weaknesses, because, you know, where some people might be weak, other people might be strong, and pairing them up together creates the potential for an excelling team. So yeah, that's, I think, my tips for, did you have something for tips wise?
No, I was just gonna like quickly build off what you're saying. Like, yeah, it's very important to make sure you are really communicating with each other. Like we're saying, if there's anybody who knows that they might have better skills than others, then you would try to. Okay. But yeah, so if you know that you might have better strengths than other people, you should really communicate that, because at the end of the day, it's just about trying to get people into what they're actually comfortable doing, because a lot of people will create really high content in the right spot. And just even working with other teams, it's okay to have to move a deadline or to have to create a tweak, but it's a lot easier to do that as soon as you know and as soon as you can send out that email right away, as opposed to waiting until right when it's due and being like, oh, actually I need an extra week or something. So definitely I would recommend communication.
Hello, welcome back from this brief intermission where previously you're probably going to see one of our videos that we have produced, one of our kind of closer ones, where we were talking about earlier of our favorite ones. I'll have a few of those in there. Outside of that, we had a small issue with our video camera, so now that that's resumed, or the issue is fixed, then we're going to kind of pick up where we left off, which was talking about the advice. I think we just finished talking about advice.
What's the next up?
So next up, we're going to talk about just kind of our time at Emerge, our time working in VC. So I'll give that to, the front row. So here you go, Jessica.
Hello. I so far have thought Emerge. It's had its challenges, but it's also been a lot of fun, especially with our team. I think we have a strong team, as has been mentioned. And just being in VC, I honestly really like VC. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, being in visual communications has really helped me experiment in different aspects of media, like photography, video, graphic design. So you kind of learn a little bit of all trades, which I think is really helpful, and you can see what you like.
I guess one of the more unique things about our group was we were a mixed group of specializations, whereas Safe, Ryan, Abby, and I, we were all from digital communications, and we kind of mixed in with this visual communications group. So we came from the digital communications side, and we kind of worked more with web design, graphics design a bit, video. So we did a little bit of everything as well, with just a slightly different, but they were both very similar. We had a lot of classes with everyone together, and then we had some that were very different. So it was interesting seeing the differences that definitely also helped with when we came into Emerge. Obviously us being from DC, we had some different experiences, different skills that we could have used, and it definitely helped us as a group. So it's very cool if you can get some diversity with your specializations in your group. Again, that's not really anything you can control. It's really what other people want to do. You usually get your choice in Emerge of what group you want to be in. So again, just because you are in one specialization doesn't mean you can't be a part of a merge group from another if you really enjoy doing something. One of my friends is DC, but they're working with the social media team in the PR specialization. So it's, just because you're in, DC or VC doesn't necessarily mean you have to work on a merge in that specialization. There's definitely options, and usually whatever one you want to get into, you can get into.
Yeah, and even building off of that, I mean, like Scott was saying, I'm from digital communication, not visual, like most of us here are. But even then, when I was first starting Emerge and I had to put my top 3 options of what teams I wanted to work on, all of them were visual communication, even though I'm from digital. So it's kind of weird, purposely going out of my way to choose only from that other side. But I mean, looking back at it now, it made virtually no difference in terms of a transition, because at the end of the day, they're both very similar, and just having the ability to choose what team you actually want to be on, what you think you'll excel the most at, having options as well in case you can't get that first one. And now that we've worked a bit, I mean, I've seen people on specific teams, maybe somebody's on a podcast team, but they're doing graphic design for them or something. So there's always still a way to do specific things that you want, if that is what you want. If for whatever reason you might not get the specific team you want, or if you get a team you want, but there's still other things that you want to do as well on the side. It's very flexible in that way, and it's nice to be able to showcase what you're good at.
Yeah, and I think in my experience anyway, the thing that I got most out of this was such a greater respect for the collaborative side of it. It's great to have those skills that could translate into a career like with video skills, knowing what to do with a camera, or graphic design skills, learning all these different programs and softwares and this kind of thing. But I think above all in my what I got most out of this was just my ability to work better with the team, because I mean, it really can't be stated enough that this is a collaborative effort. It's great to be able to want to include your own ideas in the project as much as you can, but if you don't have the right attitude towards communicating those ideas with your team, then you can't really expect anything to come from them. It's important when you're working with a group within such a much larger group, being our whole program essentially. It's good that you can comfortably do things like give criticism appropriately, but also receive criticism appropriately, knowing how to address your teammates, knowing like how to negotiate, how to barter your ideas with theirs, and come together to make something maybe entirely new that you hadn't looked at before, an angle you didn't see previously. So the group work element of it, I think, is something that it's such a big part of it, and I think that is a skill that you can develop that will help you later in life, possibly more than some of these technical skills you may be getting, because if you're working in something like media communication, you're going to be working with people your whole life. You're going to have to know how to work with them properly. So that's something really special you can get out of this too. So.
Yeah, honestly, I think like working with all of you, it's been like such an honoring moment, because like obviously you guys all excel in different areas. We have videographers, we have editors, we have people that excel in creatively developing things. Like I personally want to shout out kind of Dresden for coming in clutch on when I tried to explain a few things creatively in my head, and I explained it logically and it just didn't make sense. It visually didn't make sense. So thank you for that. I think all of you guys creatively have kind of come in clutch and helped massively. But I think I kind of want to, I know you have probably a point on your head.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, really emphasizing like communicating and being able to really realize that like it's great to do all of these technical things and be able to work the camera and work graphic design or this or that, but just how much you learn about project management, like crew management, like Ben was saying, working with other people. I mean, it's one thing to work in like a group of 15, 20 people, but it's another thing to then communicate from that group to the other group and to another group and another team, and everybody needs something from everyone, and everybody's just as busy as you are, if not more. So it's really, really important to learn these skills and get actually used to having 1,000 meetings a week, or having to go back and forth with emails, having to email faculty or students. It's honestly really good experience to have, because even if you don't end up working in the media industry, you will have to be able to manage projects, be able to manage working with other people and other teams, and it's just really good experience to have, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think kind of our message across the board, I feel like, is going to be like treat Emerge as a second job, because in reality, that's kind of what it comes down to. Because I know I think most of us are either going between 3 different things or 2 different things, or internship, Emerge, and then maybe a real job or a part-time. And honestly, time management is honestly crazy. So treating this as like another job makes it kind of both worthwhile, because I think I would like to speak on behalf of everyone, but I feel like we've all had like a fun time coming in to film or to just come in for meetings, and it's always been productive, I think, in my opinion. And I guess I'll steer this towards one more direction before we kind of call it for the rest of the evening. But where, outside of obviously our rough and brutal opinions of how we've treated Emerge, of just it's been difficult. Truthfully, it is difficult. Everything else is just, we've obviously spoken the good, the bad, and I want to talk us just with COVID. Hopefully you guys who are going to be in our next years, or just kind of now you guys see it, is that COVID and safety and health and kind of sanitary is just, I think, has affected all of us immensely. So is there kind of anyone, just how COVID's affected them? Because honestly, it has changed how we work in the video industry a lot. So I kind of want you guys on the front row to start talking a little bit more. So I'm going to hand this over to you guys. Totally not shouting out my team, but we're all behind the scenes people, so I get why some of us are awkward or not, but yeah.
Me? Yeah, I guess COVID, has just affected me, like, more than I would think. All of us have kind of been studying and learning from home, and like before COVID, I would consider myself as someone who learns better in a real classroom rather than being online. But especially being on the VC team, it's hard when you have to actually record things, and yet there's all these protocols, and we couldn't go to the campus for all of last year, and it's honestly been tough, having it split back online and back in person, at least this semester. So we've kind of had to work around that, but yeah, it's just been tough communication wise, I think, because everything's just through text and through email. And yeah, I think that just makes our jobs, being, working on the film side and studio side, it's just a lot tougher, I think.
I had so many thoughts, and now they're all gone.
Yeah, I'm blanked out too.
Okay. I think with COVID, it really changed my perspective of like working in person and with a team. I think in the beginning of the semester, we did emerge online and through Zoom, and then once we transitioned into in person, I kind of was like unmotivated to be here and to start working. But then once we got into the routine, like I forgot how important and how exciting it was to work with everybody else. So I think that the pandemic really changed our perspective. And then once we started going back, we started remembering like what's really important, and it's to learn to work with your teammates and to just overall become a better person. So that's my take.
I'd say there was some positive and negatives when we were going through COVID for like 2 years, 2 semesters. So like the positives would be like it's like a whole new experience, learning online, and then having some classes where you have to go to campus and then like it's like super empty and all that. But the negatives, there's definitely a lot more. There's less interaction with like physical, like in face-to-face, and it's weird, but we somehow got through it. And personally, I still prefer in class. So hopefully in the future, you guys don't have to go through these kind of struggles, and yeah, just try to have fun with whatever you're given.
Yeah. Going back to what I said before with like having a team that just wants to like work. Like I don't know, yeah, everybody put in that work. But like I think that made it like I think all of our mindsets, like we're all really like positive people, you know what I mean? We're all really positive people, and we're like, we're just happy, like we're all good with each other and stuff like that. So I think that made like the whole pandemic thing not as much of an obstacle, like when we were trying to do stuff. Like even at the start, everybody was pretty much down to go back in person, I think, like for the most part. And like I'm glad we had, because at first honestly I was like, no, there's not enough time, like when we get back it's just gonna be so rushed. But there was enough time. And like we all worked really fast, and we have a really good sized team. Like we have so many people, so we can do like a bunch of different things. So I like, yes, COVID kind of like affected us for the first part for sure, but I think like we have a really great team, so we kind of just came out of that, and like it was like nothing ever happened, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't really too big for us, but yeah, like our team's awesome. Thanks.
I think COVID definitely affected it because we weren't in person. I just think like for me, I'm a very hands-on learner, so that was kind of difficult, especially like I feel like it affected third year a little bit more because we were like pretty much like fully online. This year it hasn't been too bad since we have had a mix of it, but I definitely think we could have got a little bit more done or like been more punctual if we were in person. So
I don't know. We're talking about COVID still, right? COVID was, it was pretty swell. I don't like to leave my house, so, I mean, I was having a good time.
As our in-house editor.
Yeah, coming back was okay. I had like mixed thoughts.
I was just kind of lazy. I didn't want to come back. I had more fun than I thought, though. It was nice to see nice to see some people.
Building off what we were saying, I mean, how COVID has like affected, I guess, like this industry. I mean, when we have been working throughout peak COVID, it kind of hit a point where it was like you try to do as much work from home as possible. So, you know, any editing is going to be done at home. You're going to really slow down filming, especially when the restrictions were a lot higher and there are places that you just couldn't enter even if you wanted to. It was hard finding locations. I mean, being a video team, a big part of our job is to find, you know, good locations and actually being able to shoot there. But I mean, even when campus first opened up, nobody was really coming. So if we wanted content of students, you know, in the school, we could actually enter the school, but it was still empty. So it was just weird obstacles like that. And, you know, hopefully as time progresses, we don't really see too much of that stuff trickle into the actual workforce. Because I mean, I know in my personal experience when I was looking for an internship, I saw that not only had a lot of the jobs significantly decreased, just the amount of them, but also most of the jobs were working from home. Most of them were working online. And at least in my opinion, I feel like most of us probably, especially with an internship where you're probably going to secure a cooler position and you want to learn a lot and you want to, you know, get your name out there, maybe network. It's always a lot better to be able to work on site rather than online or remote, I guess. And so hopefully as time progresses, that doesn't really trickle down too far. Yeah.
I might take a bit of like, oh, Jesus. It's all good. Yeah, I'm going to take a bit of an opposite approach. I'm going to let this wire cross. I'm going to start again. Okay, I'm going to take a bit of an opposite approach here than to what like a lot of people here have said. Because to be honest, like as much as the pandemic sucked, I think a lot of my best university memories came during third and fourth year. And like personally, like I think I made like a ton of new friends in like the last 2 years. That, you know, maybe part of it is, yeah, specializing definitely will like help. I get to be with people who are in the same niche as me, but at the same time, it's like, you know, we're all going through the same thing together. We're all going through the same confusion. We're all in this together, right? And I think without the pandemic, you know, it would have just been like normal school. I know everyone's jamming the High School Musical over here. Yeah. But yeah, like I think, you know, I would even say even with this group, like I would say maybe I only knew maybe 4 or 5 of you before last year. Like, but like maybe I knew of you guys, but like I didn't really know you guys. And I definitely think like, you know, a lot of my best memory, like I said, my best memories came during these last 2 years. You know, a lot of like new inside jokes, a lot of new friendships, a lot of things just formed that maybe might not have. And especially too, since like when we would come to school like last year during the peak of the pandemic, you know, we would be like the only ones on campus. So we would just pick random classrooms to film in. We would pick random places to be. We would just have a ball all the time. And yeah, like I have so many great memories. There a bunch of them I cannot share, but yeah, I think the pandemic, you know, it like as much as we can say it negatively impacted us, there were definitely some positives that helped us, you know, with our university and helped us with, you know, becoming people and moving on with our lives.
Yeah, honestly, I think kind of everything you've said, obviously, about the pandemic has had both its positive and its negatives. And I think we should kind of lead now into wrapping things up. I think kind of throughout this video, you could see how close and how funny and how crazy our group is at the same time.
Eric.
And and I think genuinely that there's a lot going on with this group, and I think our group has gotten very close over these past years, and I honestly am grateful for that. And I think of how functional we are and how unfunctional we are in the best ways possible. So I think as kind of a closing remarks, does anyone want to say anything before I wrap things up with saying, like, all of us as memories wise, I think is kind of our time here. Obviously our 4 years have been a long 4 years, and we've been very excited for it and very kind of thankful it's lived. It's now coming to an end. It's a end of an era, the start of a new one. So I'm glad to have known all of you, to work alongside all of you. I think hopefully feelings are mutual. So Yeah. Yeah. So thank you everyone for watching for this extra long episode and for seeing the end of Emerge. So thank you a million times over for this. And I hope that everyone enjoyed watching these videos. There's probably going to be more to come from just small things here and there. But thank you. I hope you guys all enjoyed and have a good one.